Hey, hello. I'm Tunesy. If you couldn't tell by the channel name, of course. Guess what, guys? Today's day freaking 30. Oh my god. Um, so I have a little problem as of right now. Um, Yesterday I didn't record a video. Couldn't record it this morning, so I'm currently recording it tonight. When today is actually supposed to be day 31 for Wednesday, but they didn't have. So this video is a bit short. Um, yeah, it was short in the first place, so hopefully it didn't take up all my time. Um, and yeah, um, today's freaking state is New Jersey. We're done with the news. I think New Hampshire, New Jersey. There's only two, right? And then we're going to the north, North Dakota and North Carolina, and yeah. Um, Today's song of the day is "Sir, This Is a Cutthroat Fashion" by Her Words Kill. The genre is post-hardcore, emo, and screamo. See, I told you guys I have a different music taste. Um, but yeah, um, I'm so freaking busy these past 2 days, today and yesterday. Oh my goodness. But now I have to go back to school tomorrow. How freaking lame, am I right? Had such a good day today, and then school tomorrow. I miss school today just to freaking have a good day. And then school tomorrow, and I have I think a test tomorrow. Oh, I'm so good, guys, but it's okay. And yeah, let's get started. Um, uh, Rephrasing myself. Today's state is New Jersey. Um, and yeah. Um, Today's case is about the Hall Mills murder case. This one is really short, but I have been waiting to do this one. This one that I've done research on. It's very interesting but short. Like they never found the murderer, and it's interesting how the way the murder was done. I've never heard anybody do a murder like this one was described, especially with you guys will see. Anyways, yeah, let's get started. On September 16th, 1922, two bodies, a man and a woman, were discovered in a field near a farm in Somerset County, New Jersey. Both bodies were on their backs, both shot in the head with a .32 caliber pistol. The man once and the woman 3 times. The bullet entered the man's head over his right ear and exited through the back of his neck. The woman was shot under the right eye, over the right temple, and over the right ear. A police officer at the scene noticed that the woman's throat had been severed, and maggots were already in the wound, indicating the death occurred at least 24 hours earlier. The bodies appeared to have been positioned side by side after death. Both had their feet pointing toward a crab apple tree. The man had a hat covering his face, and his calling card was placed at his feet. Torn up love letters were placed between the bodies. See, that's what I find interesting. I've never heard anybody tore up love letters and put it by the bodies. What the heck? Where'd they get their love letters from? Um, Anyways, a jurisdictional issue complicated the initial investigation, as the crime scene was near the border between Somerset County and Middlesex County. New Brunswick police arrived first, but the crime scene was actually in Franklin Township. While the authorities addressed the confusion, curiosity seekers trampled the scene, took souvenirs, and passed the man's calling card among the crowd. Physical evidence was then severely compromised. The woman was identified as Eleanor Redhart Mills, the wife of James E. Mills. She was wearing a blue dress with red polka dots, black silk stockings, and brown shoes. She had worn a blue velvet hat that was on the ground near her body, and her brown silk scarf was wrapped around her throat. Her arm had a bruise, and there was a tiny cut on her lip. Her left hand had been positioned to touch the man's right thigh. The man was identified as Edward Wheeler Hall, a New Brunswick Episcopal priest. He was found with his right arm positioned to touch the woman's neck. His hat covered his face, which concealed the gunshot wound to his head. He wore a pair of glasses. There was a small bruise on the tip of his ear. and abrasions were found on his left little finger and right index finger. A wound was found 5 inches below his kneecap on the calf of his right leg. His gold watch was missing, and there were coins in his pocket. The suspects in the murders were Hall's wife, Frances Noel Stevens, her two brothers, Henry Hugill Stevens and William Willie Capriander Stevens, and a cousin, Henry de Le Burrier Carpenter. The original 1922 investigation by Joseph E. Stricker yielded no indictments. Continued speculation in the New York Daily Mirror, fueled by comments made by a man associated with one of Mrs. Hall's housekeepers, led Governor A. Harry Moore to order a second investigation and a trial in 1926. Henry Carpenter won a bid to be tried separately from the three other accused. Ultimately, he was never tried. The Halls Mills trial began on November 3rd, 1926, at the Somerset County Courthouse in Somersville, with Charles W. Parker and Frank Cleary presiding as judges. It lasted about 30 days and garnered huge national attention, largely because of the social status of the wealthy Stevens or Carpenter families. The prosecuting attorney was Alexander Simpson. Defense attorneys were Robert H. McCarner and Tiffany Ann Pfeiffer. Joseph A. Farrett was a testifying fingerprint expert. Raymond C. Stryker was a foreman of the jury. The prosecution's key witness was Jane Gibbison, a pig farmer on whose property the bodies were discovered. The defense portrayed Gibson as uneducated and crazy and attempted to ruin her credibility. Gibson's account varied, differing when told to the police, to newspapers, and at the trial. All three defendants at trial were acquitted. After the trial, Miss Hall brought a defamation suit against the New York Daily Mirror, which was settled out of court for an unspecific large amount. The New York Times accounts were actually more voluminous, but less slanted. They reported all on aspects of the trial and dedicated more space to the Hall Mills case than any previous trial in American history. Anyways, that's the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for freaking watching. This one was kind of rushed. Well, not really, because I already had the freaking documentary done, but I wasn't able to do it yesterday because I wasn't even home at all yesterday. So, yeah, but that'll be the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This one's pretty interesting. They never figured out if, his wife was actually the killer or not, because they were all acquitted. So, yeah. Also, I didn't introduce this guy. We got Bruce. Isn't he so adorable? he's staying right here. But yeah, we got Bruce. I was gonna put him right there by John Pork, but he just didn't want to stay. But yeah, his name is Bruce, and he has a little flamingo. Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.